Hello, sweethearts, and welcome to week 7 of the Let's Play Apple Tarot competition. Our theme this week, Saintly Reversed. So the synonyms on the card this week were virtuous, angelic, and divine. We have to reverse those, and the first thing that popped into my head, ghosts and goblins. Yeah, I mean, there's lots of demons in those games, and with the series pedigree the way it is, most players see it as anything but angelic or divine, myself included. That being said, me doing ghosts and goblins this week, would be kind of predictable, and I don't really have that much more to say. I LP'd all the series, pretty much. So, instead, here's another Capcom game. This is Demon's Crest, and it's a spin-off of a classic Capcom series called Ghosts and Goblins. Wait. Shit! Fuck it. We'll just roll with this anyway. So yeah, Demon's Crest is a Ghosts and Goblins spin-off starring Firebrand, a Red Armor. The Red Armor being a particularly infamous enemy from Ghosts and Goblins. I prompted people on Twitter as to what they thought of Red Armor, and Twitter user Pancho Smith said, he's a total fuckweasel, but his SNES game was pretty good. And this is his SNES game. We skipped over the plot because it's a 5-minute long intro, but to sum it up, 6 magical stones fall into the demon realm, and they've got unlimited power, and the demons basically all fight each other over it because they're selfish dickbags. Our hero, Firebrand, gets all the crests, but then another demon named Phalanx zaps him just as he got him because he had fought this dragon for the last one. And now Firebrand has basically a sliver of the Crest of Fire, and the dragon, Samuelo, is still after him. So Firebrand can jump, he can fly, hovering in midair, and he can shoot fire, as so. And now we have a boss fight, such as it is, against the undead dragon Samuelo, who we beat to shit in the intro. He shoots fire, but all you gotta do is just jump up and hit him in the face when he ducks down to shoot fire at your face. It's a firefight, basically. That's what we got here. So, bam. Our dragon boy is doomed, and we can get on the hell out of here. Firebrand, don't you know there's doorknobs? I mean, I know you've got claws. What? Uh-oh. Samuel ain't quite done. But it's okay, because this is actually not that hard. Literally, all you need to do is just hover in place. And 3 hits, and he is actually done for good. For goodsies. And his head is even kind enough to leave you a goodie. It's a life up. Extra life. 5 hits now. Not 4. 5 hits. So here's the game. Demon's Crest is actually the 3rd game in the Gargoyles Quest series. The first entry was on the Game Boy, the second on the NES. And they're both pretty good action-adventure games, starring a demon from Ghosts and Goblins. And while those games have a lot of Ghosts and Goblins references, some of the bosses show up as NPCs and whatnot, this game doesn't really go too far into Ghosts and Goblins reference territory, but it does have its own spooky gothic architecture. And it's just lovely. We actually got an item there. A vellum. You'll see what that does in due time, but the music just took a pitch for the worse. Well, why don't we just smash the statue and get a goodie from it? Oh! See, this is why you don't destroy fine art, because sometimes it gets mad and turns into a hippogriff and tries to kill you. But the hippogriff, such as it is, isn't actually that hard of a boss. A little more complex than Samuelo, but not too bad. 2 attacks. The first is Spreading Feathers, just you gotta know where to stand. The second is Ramming Attack, which I failed to dodge because he positioned himself at just the perfect height. Too high to jump, too low to duck under. But it's fine. He's done. He's really a simple min boss, and you fight him a couple more times in the game, but now we'll smash the fine art. Yeah, he's a goddamn demon. He don't care for no Rembrandts. And another life up. Now we got 6 hits. This is great. It's good. Excellent. Perfect. But the level is actually not over, because that was only the mid-boss. So we head on to Area 2, such as it is. You can see the platforming is getting a little more involved. We've got these platforms that break. In the other Gargoyles Quest games, you had limited wing strength, so you can only fly for a certain amount of time, but here it's unlimited, but you can't really control your height when you do it. You can only drop down. You can only get as high as your jump will take you. And here's a bottle, an empty bottle. Also useful. We'll get to that. Don't worry about it. First, we gotta beat this stage. So I do like this system a lot better because the other games, well, they're built around their mechanics, obviously, but I don't know. This feels a lot better because this is more of an exploratory game. Gargoyle's Quest 1 and 2 did have a big world map where you just walked around RPG style and went to new towns and whatnot. But this game is more of, well, just a straightforward action game, level-based. I like it. Because some of the jumps you gotta make with the limited wing strength in the other games are, frankly, a bit ridiculous. I'm thinking of Gargoyle's Quest 2 here specifically. But there's lots of gargoyles everywhere. Look at this guy, he's laughing on his ass off. So this is Arma. He's your rival, your nemesis, what have you, I don't know. He works for Phalanx and he's here to kill you, I guess. And he's pretty complex. He's got a swoop too, it's scary. Yeah, everyone who knows Red Armor and Ghosts and Goblins knows about these goddamn swoops. Tragically, you can't really do a swoop like that. Not unless you go invade the human world and try to fight off a knight. No. I guess nobody taught Firebrand how to do that, but that's fine. Christ almighty. So we beat Arma. That's good. It wasn't that hard. We took a hit. He's very amused, apparently. Okay. And he's even going to leave us one of the 6 crests! Just randomly. This is the Earth Crest, and now we have a transformation. But before that, since we're on the SNES, Mo the 7! Yeah! So we can bring up our map here. We can see the levels we can go to. We're going to go to that little 2. The Demon Village. So let's swoop on in. Ooh, goody. Now there's another important aspect that this game added. Money! You can get money. The other games just had vials, and all you could buy with them were extra lives. And here's the ground gargoyle. He's got a shot that runs along the ground, and a dash. But no wings, so he can't do any of that fancy flying shit, so we're gonna fly for now. And then we can talk to this guy. Nice. We're a total stranger, and this is part of why I picked this game this week, because Phalanx is the hero, and we'd all be dead if it wasn't for that idiot Firebrand. So Firebrand is hardly virtuous. He wants the crests for his own power. And now we're going to use one of these villains to buy a spell. He bought a hold spell. It's a time stop, basically. I'm going to be honest with you. I basically bought that spell just to show off for this video. I never use the spells when I play this game, because they're not all that useful, to be honest. I've never really found a use for them. I get by with my own skill. That's fine. Now the levels sometimes do branch out into different areas. As you'll see, we could keep going right and head to a graveyard and fight a boss, but since we have that ground gargoyle, we can move stone statues. So if we ram this thing, we can take a hit. I mean, get inside here and go to a completely different catacomb area, where you get to put the ground gargoyle to good use and use his ground shot ability. It actually does more damage than your fire forms shot if it runs along the ground and hits things. The problem is actually hitting things on the ground, because a lot of things like to fly in this game. And you can see one of them right there, a little bat. A little batty bat. Just taking it slow there because I didn't want to fall into that shambling corpse. Because nasty work. I don't like those bats. And I don't like them so much that I'm going to pull out one of these spells. And I'm going to cast Zawaldo on these fools. And now they ain't moving for a little bit. So yeah, 20 gold, silver points, whatever, to do that. Gargoyle points, I don't fucking know what the currency is in this game. Doesn't matter. Anyway, this area is really nice. You light the candles to keep those bats from coming alive and getting you. But ghosts spawn, and they eat the fire in the candles. It should be said that this game is really, really goddamn gorgeous. Like, it is a gothic masterpiece of art and whatnot. It just looks so dark and gritty and spooky. I love it. Of course, all that comes as a price, as we'll see when we head in here. And all of a sudden, here's a boss. This is Olvanunu, according to my notes. He's just an iBoss. But, yeah, I also didn't realize that I need to go over here because I need that health. I want to be at full health for the boss fight. There's just a little teensy bit of slowdown because the graphics are too good for the poor little SNES to handle. So, that's unfortunate. So I've actually switched to the ground gargoyle for this fight because, well, I like to alternate between the two because the ground shot, such as this is, does more damage. So these eyeballs take 3 hits to kill, but if I can catch them with the ground shot falling down as opposed to these little short hops, I can kill them in 2 hits because of the 2 damage thing. Only problem is if the eyes move past me, because they circle around past the edge of the screen and then they come back around like that. Little dicks. But they're really generous with dropping health, so that's not too bad. I mean, there's only 2 left, so we just gotta get rid of them. Almost had that one. Unfortunate. Might as well switch to the Fire Crest because I'm gonna need it for the second form anyway. Come on. There we go. So once you beat all the little eyeballs, Olvanunu himself comes out of his jelly pod to try and get you. So all he really does is move around, and every so often squirt side juice at you in a straight line. It's easy enough to dodge. You just gotta position yourself accordingly. And he actually doesn't take much punishment. So, that's something to be thankful for, I guess. Yeah, he's done. Good. So, okay. You had to go to the middle of the screen to die, I guess. And harden up your jelly. But we actually get a new power. The Buster. It's a new blast for your Fire Crest. It's great. So we're going to go to one more level before we quit, but before we do that, we'll pop into one of these houses and make use of that empty bottle we found by buying a potion. There's a bunch, but all we want is the healing potion, because it heals you. It does exactly what it says on the tin. It's going to come into great use in this level. You can go to any level you want. I chose this forest level. Now, admittedly, I could have chosen the tower level because it looks and sounds amazing, but the boss fights there are literally just the Hippogriff and Arma again, and I wanted to show a little variety in the video. I also could have gone back to the town and gone to the graveyard and fought a bone demon, but all that gives you is a life up, and again, wanted to show variety, wanted to show off a different level. There is one nice little power-up we can get. We can't get that bottle yet, for instance, because we need a different gargoyle power to get it. The other gargoyle powers in the game are the Crest of Air, which turns you into like a big, scary winged gargoyle who can fly indefinitely and shoot a crescent wave. Then there's the Tidal Gargoyle, which is useful for underwater levels. And the Time Gargoyle, which is basically just like the Fire Gargoyle, but more powerful. And then there's one you unlock called the Ultimate Gargoyle if you find everything in the game. This is a nice forest, though. Unfortunately, a fire demon lit it up, so that's not good. No, not really. Yeah, hardly virtuous starting a forest fire, huh? Just be careful here. You don't want to get lit up like I did. Also, there's vines. Oh, there's vines. I hate vines. And there's these guys, who I'm pretty sure are actually from Ghosts and Goblins. Like these shielded guys that move in a weird Medusa head arc. But here's the item we can get. It's inside here. This is a talisman. It's the Skull Talisman, and what it does is it actually increases the likelihood that the enemies in the pots will drop health upgrades. So, that's pretty helpful. Yeah. Let's try it on this pot right here. Oh look! Full health. Isn't that great? Because we're actually coming up to the next boss here, so... We're going to switch to the Grand Gargoyle. And we're going to fight the Flame Lord. Ooh. He's actually kind of tricky, fighting with the Grand Gargoyle. It's because of these goddamn birds. Yeah. Birds being hard in a video game. I never heard that malarkey before, but... actually are a little too low to get with the wave. But we actually beat this form, so... Switching back, using the blockbuster on this flamey head form. It's not so bad. I like using this one because you can pummel it more than you could with the Grand Gargoyle, and I was almost dead, so potion time. Nothing to it. He's got a few attacks. Most of them involve just moving back and forth in odd ways and dropping fire. That's all you gotta do, so just give yourself enough time to react to whatever he's doing and dodge it accordingly and blast him. And he should go down like that. There you go. Fire, it just sinks into the grass. What? Anyway, we got another piece of the Fire Crest, and this is where we'll leave you. Demon's Crest is a pretty good game, but it's all demonic and shit, and its characters are hardly virtuous or divine or whatnot. So we're just gonna end off by looking around at Mode 7, because why not? Until next time, good night, sleep tight! Yeah!